Okay.
These are outtakes at the end of the video.
That's right.
So
This
is how I really want to act on the video, but she wants me to keep tame.
Good morning, all my friends, and happy Monday.
Good morning.
Welcome back to my channel. I know you guys have missed us. We did not post last week, but we're back for Young, Married, and Motivated Monday. We have some great tips for you guys today. And we're going to get into the questions really quickly. We're going to focus more on the questions this week because we have a ton of them. And we want to make sure that what we're gonna do this is we're both gonna give you a couple tips for marriage this week for you guys to work on. We'll be working on them too, and then we're gonna get into the questions. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So do you want to go first?
I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
Ladies first. Okay. So I have 2 tips for this week, and one of them are for husbands and wives, and both of them are for husbands and wives. And the first tip I have to say is, do not compare your marriage to other people's marriage. Because it is, when you compare your marriage to other people's marriage, it will always make you feel like you're coming up short. And it's just like comparing yourself to other people. The thing is, you don't know anything about anyone's life when they walk away from you. You don't know about anything about their life at home. You don't know about their marriage at home, the way they're with their children. You just see what you see in public. And the thing is, I think that it can be very belittling to your spouse to be like, look at him. He doing a video with his wife. Why you ain't doing a video with me? I want to do a video with you. That was our idea. That is a belittling thing. It's hurtful. It's painful. It makes a person feel small. And the thing is, to have a great marriage, you really need to be trying to lift each other up, build each other up. And I don't think you can be building each other up when you're comparing yourself to other people. Like that's not your focus. Your focus is to have a godly marriage. So if you want to compare your spouse to somebody, compare them to God, because that's who you made your vows into.
Mine, fellas, listen up. As more pertains to the men, continue the momentum. So we all know yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I know everyone celebrated Valentine's or did something to their spouse to celebrate Valentine's. If you didn't, you're watching me in the doghouse. But continue the momentum. It's just like a fast. You do, January, you got your New Year's resolution, and we did a 21-day fast with our church, a Daniel's fast. So it's like, after the 21 days, you just feel, this high. And you're like, okay, let's continue this momentum, lost some weight, lost some inches, we were eating healthy. And, if you want to continue that momentum, you usually do it, 1 meal at a time. That's what I always say. So with post-Valentine's Day, continue that momentum. I know yesterday had to be a great day for you all. You got to reconnect, you got to look back, say, we're celebrating X amount of years together. So continue that momentum. Build off of that for this week and into next week and into next month. Just one day at a time. Take it one day at a time. So today, do something special. It doesn't have to be just on Valentine's Day. I call those non-celebratory days. Or non-event days.
Occasion.
Well, yeah, occasion. So those non-occasions, we know that Valentine's Day is an occasion. And so today would be a non-occasion because it's not a holiday, quote unquote. So continue that momentum, build off of that. So that's what I mean by continuing it. It's just a day. It's a daily process, day by day. Just do it one thing after the other. The small little things every day to become great and to have that first class marriage that you guys want.
I think that's the athlete in you too. Like when you would talk about, I was thinking about like a coach. The coach is just like, just one more rep, more rep, push, go, and it just that's just like your marriage. Like that's all I was thinking about as a coach.
I mean, as simple as it sounds, sometimes that's what it is. It's just like the simple things. That's all it is. It's like we look at the bigger picture of everything. We just need to focus on one small thing. It's just day by day. It's a daily grind. Every day, encourage your spouse. Every day, do something great for your spouse. Just one small thing every day. The small, and we always hear it, the small things matter.
Yes, that was good because somebody put a comment. I think because people are still commenting on the first video yesterday, and they were talking about how the first couple months of their marriage has been really rough. Just take it one day at a time. Like just one day, one day, one day. Like don't try and think about next year right now. Like that one day thing is big because it's like that one day at a time thing can change the whole trajectory of your marriage.
Yep. They always say, how you live your life is how you live your day.
That's good.
So just think about that.
The thing is, one thing I'm gonna work on this year is when we don't do it a lot, but when we do it, we do it sometimes. You need to put your phone down when you go to eat. Mm-hmm. You need to plug into your marriage. Plug into your marriage. That is probably gonna be the subject line for this. Right. Plug into your marriage this week. Unplug your phone and plug into your marriage. So maybe you should put your phone down when you're going out to eat, at dinner, because we're busy. You busy? I'm busy. Mm-hmm. Like, I know it's like to be busy and to need my phone. Like, I'm not just on it like playing Candy Crush.
Or, walk around the park or something. Remote location or something.
Like, really, just really work on enjoying each other this week. Enjoying your time with each other. Because, one thing I think we forget sometimes is time is precious. And I just want to throw this in there. It's like, I cannot imagine my life without my husband. So it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the same with you. A lot of you probably, all of you, I'm going to say, you cannot probably imagine your life without your spouse. But that's why time is so important. You don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I wasn't talking on the phone at dinner. Or, man, I wish I would just took her out. Or I just would have held her hand a little longer. And it's like, time is important and it's precious. So, hone in on that. Okay, so I hope you guys loved our 3 tips for this week. So now we're going to walk right into our questions.
Before we go into the questions, I do want to thank everyone who did submit their questions. I don't want to take that for granted because you guys did take the time to reach out to us, and we're forever grateful for that. So thank you again. Continue to send us your questions, any feedbacks, any comments.
It's sharpening us too. Right. It gives us a lot to think about that we don't normally think about. And the first question always is a joint. So some of the questions I'm going to let one of us answer. Some of them are joint questions. So the first question is, what books are you reading or would you recommend? I'm going to go first. The book that I'm reading right now and I'm trying to get through is You and Me in the Light of Eternity by Francis Chan and his wife. It's a great book. It talks about the spiritual aspect of marriage and preparing your spouse for eternity with God. Another book that I would recommend is You Are a Prize Be Won.
Wendy.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wasn't bad. By Wendy Griffin. She's from the 700 Club. She's a great author. I actually suggest that book for women that are engaged or single, desiring to be married. It is really about knowing your worth and who you are. I think that's very essential before you go into the marriage. So those are 2 books that I would recommend that I'm reading right now.
So the books I would recommend is called The 5 Love Languages. Specifically, this one is for men, but it is a great one. They have ones on topic. The original one is The 5 Love Languages. It's a well-known marriage book. They have one for singles as well. They have one for teens and one for women. But it talks about the 5 areas of love language. The author is Gary Chapman. And he is a counselor,
Okay, so we had a little bit of a parenting emergency. So Taylor has joined us. So we're going to get right back to the book. So Devin, you said you were on 5 love languages.
Yes, so those 5 areas is quality time, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, and gifts. And so the key concept is knowing your spouse's love language. Each spouse has a different love language. It's important. If you know your spouse's love language, it's easier to connect with them, to identify, what they're going through in personality, and it will just overall help you get to know them better. My second book is called Maximize Your Marriage. It's by Bishop Courtney Macbeth. He was actually one of our pastors at the church we used to attend when we were living in a different city.
We were in college.
And it's 12 principles to maximize your marriage. It's easy. It's 12 chapters or quick read. I think it's under 100 pages, which is good. But the important thing is about maximizing your marriage. And we all want to maximize our marriage. I think that should be everybody's goal, is to get the best that you can out of your marriage.
Question is, how old were you when you got married? I was 20 years old.
And I was 22.
Okay. The next question is, was it a joint decision for Quita to stay at home? And I will answer that question as well. It was a joint decision because we are just really practical. We just kind of had to come to the conclusion what was the best decision. In the beginning, when Tiana was a baby, it was because I was in college, and it was the best decision because Devin wanted me to be able to finish school and focus, which I did, and I graduated, and that was all because I didn't have to work. Thank God. And then today, because we have two kids, and just because childcare is $200 per child per week where we live. So
It's more for infants, but yeah.
right, so $200 and up a week. So we had a little sticker shock. So right now I am working at home with the kids, but that really is my passion anyway, to be home with my children and to work from home. So yeah, it was definitely a joint decision, as pretty much
Yeah, and it was pretty practical.
yeah. I'll let you answer the next one. So the next question is, what marriage advice would you give your daughters?
So, what marriage advice would I give my daughters? A, to listen to me always. No, but I don't think. I think I would have to give some advice. It would come at a point in time, but I think by the way they see our marriage and our daughters growing up, they would kind of have some type of foundation that they know that they will want for their marriage. I truly believe that our marriage would be an example, a nice example to them. Yeah, and a testament to them that, when they go to look for their spouse and their husband, they're going to say, at the least, I want a marriage that was as good as my parents. And I know they're going to, come to advice. And, I'll be there to give advice to my daughters. But the advice I would choose is, have your absolutes. What you want in a husband. You want your husband to have a job. You want your husband to be a Christian, right? You want your husband to have a relationship with their family and somewhat.
Have a relationship with your family.
Right, have a relationship with your family. Have goals in mind. What's your long-term plan? Short-term plan
find
as well.
Find someone that's equally yoked.
Yeah, find someone that's equally yoked. So that would be my advice. And of course, I want to be. I know them for a while. They're their fiance, but I'm talking about in a great relationship because you got to remember they're going to be married too, and they're going to be coming into our family. I want to have a great relationship, with my son. I don't have any sons at the current moment, but but I do. I want to have a great relationship, a father-son relationship with her husband. So that would be my advice.
So my advice, I know it was for you, but I just wanted to throw this in here, is you are now part of your husband's family. Even though he is coming into our family, like my husband said, but I want to make sure, because from a woman's point of view, is you have your own family now, and because it says a man should leave his father and mother and cling to his wife, and they should be one flesh. So the thing is, you guys have to cling to each other now. You cannot call us all the time. We cannot come to your house all the time. If you and your husband have an issue, you can't come to our house. No, none of that. You are no longer Devin's daughter. You're John's wife. You are part of your husband.
Yes, they are.
These are more scenario questions. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer as we took all names. We even changed some of the questions to make them more ambiguous. We don't want to make anyone have any arguments tonight. We want to make sure you keep it anonymous as possible. If you ever send us a question, it's totally anonymous. So these are very vague kind of questions. We hope you guys get your answer out of it. My fiance and I argue a lot. We have come very far and have matured a lot, but we still have a long way to go. Do you have any advice for us? Okay, so my advice to you is find why you're arguing. Get to the root of why you guys are arguing. Arguing a lot is kind of a bad sign. You're going to argue a lot once you get married. So arguing a lot before you get married is definitely an issue. So I want you to really, really look at the root of why you guys are arguing. There must be an issue that is, constantly lingering, and, it's great that you notice it, that you notice that it is an issue and you're trying to get it addressed before you get married. But I also would just say that The biggest thing is definitely figure out why you guys are arguing and probably bring in somebody that's unbiased, either a peer couple or a pastor or a friend, a mentor, somebody that's not going to take sides and really maybe kind of hear you guys both out. If you want to connect with me and Devin and tell us a little bit more about what you guys are arguing about, we give you a little bit more information. But just if you guys are arguing a lot, I would say to definitely like figure out what is the root of this. So if it's like, hey, you want to go out all the time, you want to party and club, okay, that's an issue. We can help you on that. If you're cheating, okay, that's an issue. We can help you on that. If it's like he's leaving his socks over on the floor and his wet towels, and Devin is like that, I would just say pick and choose your battles. Some things are just not worth arguing over. Like Devin leaves towels around, but if that is the only, no, honestly, if that is the only complaint I have about my husband, well, thank you, Jesus. You know what I mean? He leaves a towel on the floor.
And you leave like
I leave this much milk in the carton.
Orange juice, jelly, peanut butter, ice cream, like this much. Like, who's going to eat that?
But the thing is, pick and choose your battles. Like, that is not worth a divorce. It's not worth an argument. Yeah. It's like, we leave a towel on the floor, I'm just going to pick it up.
And my thing is,
if I leave a little bit of milk, just be mad you didn't have cereal and just go to work.
I think arguing, it's a slippery slope because arguing could lead to other things. It can definitely lead to physical abuse. It can definitely lead to mental abuse. And arguments, for one thing, it's not going to bring you closer. I don't know any advice I ever heard to say, I reconnect to my wife or I reconnect to my husband by arguing. It's definitely something that's going to actually bring division to you guys. So, that's one thing we spoke about. We talked about in our last video about a house divided cannot stand. So arguing is definitely dividing your house. I mean, it's taking, one hinge off the door at a time. So yeah, I just think that you guys should really hone in and try to work on it.
Remember what division is. Dividing division. That means it's separating the vision you guys have. So always keep that in the forefront too.
Two conflicts of interest, two perspectives, 2 point of views.
And it's okay to have your own point of views, and to disagree about things, but arguing brings division, and you don't want anything that's going to divide you and your husband or you and your wife. That's very essential. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you be back next week for Young, Married, and Motivated. We won't skip any more weeks. If you have any questions, don't forget you can inbox us, snap us, email us, tweet us, whatever. We'll get the questions and we'll answer them next week. So you got anything to say, Tiana?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to say?
Bye-bye.
Okay. See ya. See you next week.